So good day everyone. I'm Izle Gapa, 2BPED-A, and now I will gonna discuss to you the history of futsal. The history of futsal. Futsal has its origin in the South American countries of Uruguay and Brazil, where in the 1930s, two versions of small-sided football were being played in the cities of Montevideo and Sao Paulo respectively. In Montevideo, the Argentinian coach Juan Carlos Soriane developed an indoor version of the 11-a-side game that could be played in youth competitions in the local YMCAs. Meanwhile, in Brazil, a version began to develop on the streets of Sao Paulo, leading to the publishing of the first rules of the game in 1936 from the country that would soon become the masters of the game. Futsal began to spread from the South American continent, and with its growing popularity came the need for a governing body. The International Federation for Football, SALA, or the FIFUSA, was officially founded in Brazil in 1971. And the first FIFUSA World Championships were held in Sao Paulo, with the host taking first place ahead of Paraguay and Uruguay. Futsal was the name chosen by FIFA for the only version of five-a-side football that it supports when it took over as the governing body of the sport in 1989. The game continued to grow under FIFUSA, with even more countries participating in the Second World Championships that took place in 1985, this time hosted in Madrid. So this is Juan Carlos Soriane. Next, all about futsal game. Futsal is the FIFA recognized form of small-sided indoor football. The word is a construction of the Spanish football sala. It is played between two teams who each have 5 players on the pitch at any one time, with rolling substitutes and a smaller ball than soccer that is harder and less bouncy. The small amount of space means player must have great technique and skill, and as well as professional sport in its own right with national international championships, it is also considered a development tool for 11-a-side football. For the playing positions, the fluid nature of futsal means outfield players usually cover the whole pitch but we generally have primary roles. Not all formations utilize all of the positions. Some player some players are known as universal and can fill any of the roles. The goalkeeper can handle the ball in the penalty box but more engaged in outfield play than in football, with the small pitch size making the throws important. Often, will tape their fingers rather than wear gloves to aid throwing. The defender, usually the last man ahead of the goalkeeper but also important in starting and joining attacks. Then the winger, often the most skillful and creative players and crucial in both attacks and defense. Next, the pivot, typically the most forward player on the pitch. Their job is not just a goal scorer but as someone that can hold the ball up with back to goal before releasing teammates. So, for the next is the basic rules of futsal. So, 5 players versus 5 players, one of which will be a goalkeeper. It is expected that each player will have to take a turn being goalkeeper, as FUSA coaches will organize this. Subs, the next basic rules is the subs on the fly like hockey. Then, no offsides. Then, for the fourth, no goalkeeper punts. Ball must stay below head height and otherwise possession and a free kick will be awarded to the opposing team. The next, no slide tackles. Player must not go to ground to steal possession back. The next, no throw-ins from the sidelines. Instead, ball is placed on ground and pass it to a teammate with the foot. Then next, free kicks and corners, the opposing team has to be minimum of 5 yards away from the ball. And the last, with the penalty kick, all players behind the ball except for the penalty kicker. So this is the futsal court marking. So we will proceed to the domestic futsal court dimensions. The length of such as futsal court is around 25 to 42 meters. Then the width of an international futsal pitch is between 15 to 25 meters. Then run-off in closed field. Standard recommendation suggests an area of 2 times 2 meters. Then run-off open space court. The area recommended for this purpose is also 2 times 2 meters. Playing court markings. Usually an 8 centimeter line is drawn which marks the playing court. The white or yellow color is usually preferred for this purpose. Boundaries are the area outside these lines. No boards are allowed on the court, which is quite frequent in a football field. In the center of the middle line in a futsal court, there is a circle of the diameter around 6 meters and a radius of 3 meters. The next, for the international futsal court dimension, the futsal court used for an international game is larger as compared to the use in a contest of domestic nature. Let us have a look at the dimensions separately to have a better understanding. So for the length of such a futsal court is around 38 to 42 meters. And for the width of an international futsal pitch is between 18 to 22 meters. Then the run-off in closed field, standard recommendation suggests an area of 3 by 3 meters. Then run-off open space court, the area recommended for this purpose is also 3 by 3 meters. So next is the futsal ball. The futsal ball is a low bounce ball that is smaller than a normal outdoor soccer ball. The futsal ball's properties are specifically designed to develop skills. When a futsal ball is received via a good pass, it virtually sticks to the foot. So next, we will proceed to the futsal jersey for boys and girls. So as you can see, this is the futsal jersey for girls and this is for boys, the proper attire. Then next, the equipments and gear. So the whistle, the cone, the bib, the hula hoop, the broomstick, then the gear for the lower part, then the shoes, and especially the ball, then the gloves for goalkeeper, the goal post, and the flaglets. Then for the last slide, the benefits of futsal. So benefits of the game of futsal include: first, improves players' decision-making skills. Second, provides players with more touches on the ball. Then third, the heavier ball increases the power of players. Then fourth, develops the confidence in players to go 1 versus 1 against their opponent. Then next, allows players to be creative in getting around their opposition. And last, improves reaction time. For the benefits of free or the unstructured play for children, futsal builds creativity and ability to come up with unique ideas. Then develops motor planning skills, helping the child to create and carry out ideas, motor actions, and activities. Then next, fosters decision-making skills. Unstructured play provides many opportunities to make choices while playing alone or while playing in a group. The next, foster independence. It helps the children learn to think independently and teaches them how to entertain themselves. The next, develop social skills and collaborative play skills. Free play allows children to develop conflict resolution skills and learn to take turns. Then it also helps children develop their skills as a leaders and as followers. Then for the last, provides opportunities for children to discover their own skills and own their own development. And that would be all. Thank you for listening.